Good morning. This is the entrance to Rydale Evangelical Church at Middleton Chapel. If you choose to join us for worship, there are now some procedures in place so that we might be COVID safe, so that we might indeed keep you safe and ourselves safe. On entering the building, you will be greeted with someone who will ask you these questions, and then ask you whether you have a mask with you, and if not, one will be provided. We have decided that everyone in the chapel should be wearing a mask. As you come forward, we are only going to use the right door for entrance. We have in fact put in place a one-way system, a system designed to reduce physical contact. Once again, this door is for entrance only. Once you're inside, you will find that the chapel has been marked out with various signs. But before you go that far, the first thing to do is to sign in. You will be aware that according to government stipulations, we must keep a record of your name and your visit, so that should there be an infection, we can be in touch with you. A free bonus: if you're coming, please pick up a pen. It's yours to take away and to keep. It may be that someone will be here to fill in the form for you. There is then an open space should you need to wait for anyone, and the notice board will have a copy of our risk assessment available for anyone to read. Let's proceed then. What you will see immediately is that some rows are closed off. This is to make sure that when you're sitting, there's at least 6 feet between you and the people in front of you. If you come to a row without tape, you will see there is an X at either end of the row. This is to remind you not to sit at the end of the row so that you won't be bumped by anyone as they come in. The normal route then into the chapel is to come right to the front and then turn to your left. If you want to sit on the left-hand side, you will proceed all the way through this. The front row is not to be used at all. So you come in and you turn left, and then you turn left again. This will be the route for leaving the chapel when you finally leave your seat. Then coming back to the exit, this door has been designated as the exit. Let me remind you, there's a one-way system, and it's here for your good. And from the exit then, you will be able to come right outside and step back out into the real world. Let me quickly go through the second stage. I'm entering on the right-hand side and I'm coming to the front. Should you need to use the facilities that are here, we're asking you to simply come here and wait first and make sure that they're available. We want to operate a policy whereby the toilet door is always open if unused, and that way you know whether it's safe to proceed any further. You can then enter in to the toilet. Please notice again, we are asking you to make sure that it's clear. This one will no longer be available during the present crisis. We are using only what is the disabled toilet. This allows us all the room that we need. Once you've made use of the facilities, we ask you to wash your hands and to remember that this is how COVID is killed. We ask you then to sanitize your hand. There is paper here, and this is to be used as towels, which are then deposited in the bin, which will be emptied on a weekly basis. Once you've finished in the toilet, we ask you to take one of these wipes and then to wipe all the surfaces that you've touched. That would be the tap, the toilet roll holder, the handle for flushing, and the seat, if you've necessarily used it, and the rim of the toilet pan. Once you've wiped that with the cloth, please make sure you carry out these instructions, and then as you will switch off the light, you will need to wipe the light switch as well. You will then need to wipe the door handle, because you'll be using it to come out, on both sides, and the rail if necessary. There is another sanitizer here, so that once you're finished doing all the wiping, you can simply apply more gel. We then come back in here, and because there's a one-way system, we are asking people not to enter the chapel again here, but rather to proceed across what was and is the kitchen. You'll notice these chairs in place. That area is out of bounds. Nobody should be in there except for a church member who needs perhaps to make use of water or other facilities. From there we come back around and we're back into the system. At all times you need to learn to pause, to give people room, and to allow us to keep you safe and ourselves safe. We do want to minimise close conversation within the chapel. And what we're suggesting is that if there's someone you want to talk to, perhaps what you should simply do is quietly arrange to meet outside. We do have a very broad pavement, and if you feel the need for refreshments, the cafeteria across the road serves tea and coffee, and you can have it in the garden outside. They have all their procedures in place, and it will be safe to do so. Thank you again for considering this video and for being willing to come to Middleton Chapel and Ryedale Evangelical Church. Thank you and goodbye. Sorry, if you need any help or information, please feel free to go on the chapel website, middletonchapel.com, or telephone me, the minister, on 01751 476 383. Thank you. Goodbye.